Good morning, happy Wednesday people. We and Joshy are going for a wee celebratory game of golf, aren't we, son?
We are indeed.
We are just leaving the flat now, and
You know what I reckon we should do?
we are heading up to the glorious Loch Lomond for a beautiful game of golf with one of my clients, Greg, who kindly invited us.
You know what I think we should do? Every time we sell a watch over 100 grand, we should play a round of golf.
Oh mate, I'll be playing golf forever.
Hey, yeah, we will.
Yeah, so finally guys, we got the 6702 deal went through this morning. I've been up since, well, let me just give you a quick rundown in the last 24 hours what I've been up to. So Josh, you've been sat in your fucking arse.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning I was up at 4 for a flight at 6 to Belfast. I had to go to Belfast and pick up a 5167R, and then I flew to London from Belfast to deliver that. Sold that watch in London, and then I flew from London to Glasgow last night and got back about 6:30. Josh wanted to squeeze in a wee quick 45 minutes at the range last night, so we went to driving range last night. I got home at 8, and then I was on my phone and my laptop from 8 AM onwards, speaking to dealers in Hong Kong and trying to get things sorted for today.
It wasn't 8 AM, it was like 5 o'clock.
No, 8 AM Hong Kong, 7, 8 AM Hong Kong time's like 12 PM our time. So yeah, doing that, and then was up early doors this morning again, 4 o'clock this morning, to try and confirm the deal and get everything going through. So we've managed to do that this morning, which I'm absolutely chuffed to bits about. That's been a deal that's been going on for 6 or 7 weeks. Like, it's such a difficult thing to do, is get those deals done. One, you've got the language barrier. 2, you've got the payment terms, they want paid a certain way. 3, you've got, you know, you need someone over there you can trust that guy can drop the watch to. That guy's going to then check the watch, give you the green light to send it, send the money and everything else. So yeah, it's just a complete and utter nightmare from start to finish. But you know what? Anything that's what's that saying?
I don't know.
Anything that's worth doing is
worth doing it right.
Or nothing easy is worth doing, or something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, so that was really difficult to get done, but I'm absolutely chuffed about it, so we managed to get it done. So yeah, buzzing about that. Now we're just going to go and get a wee coffee.
Yeah, and then to be fair, the day before I was on 2 trains in a day. For the
you were in Manchester the day before to pick up the Panther, which is actually going out to a client today. So we've got a Cartier Panther going out today. We also have a Pikachu 2024 126 reference, which arguably could be one of the most difficult watches to find at the moment. Yeah. So I'd probably say that Pikachu, I'd probably say a Ghost 126 reference, and I'd probably say a 126506 Platinum Daytona Baguette is probably the 3 most difficult watches to find 2025 right now. So we've got one of those Pikachus going out later today, and yeah, no, really good start, really good end to the month. Fantastic start to the month as well, really can't complain. So things have been really good. I think it must be the weather that's keeping everybody in a good mood.
To be honest, I think 2025 is our year, brother. I said this to you yesterday.
Can I be completely honest with you as well? It's to be 18 degrees today and we're going to play the best golf course in Scotland.
Yeah, it could be better though, because I'm swinging a golf club like a 45-year-old man.
Yeah. We've also got a few other deals pending at the moment. We've got a 3501, which is the Rafa Nadal RM Carbon NTPT, which is, you know, a really classic RM watch. It's probably one of the watches that made RM super famous, especially mass market famous. So we've got one of them pending at the moment that we're really looking forward to getting done. Hopefully that goes through as well. And yeah, that'll be a fantastic few days.
There's also a few other big ones,
William Reed watches.
They might not feel as big or significant.
The problem is, when you start selling these RMs and these big chunky pieces, you kind of forget how much it keeps the wheels turning, the smaller bits that you do. So yeah, Bruce Wayne, a couple other bits going out this
week. Platinum Day Date 40.
Yeah, actually, sorry, completely forgot about that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, really exciting. So we're just going to go and get a coffee now, and then we'll probably shoot the start of the podcast after we've got a coffee, right?
Unless we just go, like.
No, I feel like I want a coffee first. Let me get a coffee. So we'll get a coffee. And
you saying this because you were getting roasted for the coffee? Right, we're back. No, see, you do that every time, and actually it's perfect.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like the one that we just filmed, I was actually out of the shot a little bit.
Woo! Good coffee. I'm tired, bro. I've been up for fucking like a 18 and a half hour day yesterday.
Well, what I think we should do, it's now Wednesday, the 2nd of April. Yesterday, big watch news. I think we maybe just recap that. It's mainly Rolex focused.
Yeah, I'm Patrick about a few things also.
Yeah, I've made notes of the Rolex stuff. On this though, have you got any pet peeves about this whole watch dealers Rolex releasing?
Everybody
malarkey?
puts out like predictions, like none of them are right. It does my tits in. Every year I refuse to do it. Predictions, what does everybody think's going to come out this year, and then people release like mental mock-ups of stuff that just never happens. But anyway, yeah, that does piss me off.
My pet peeve is the dealers trying to push the narratives of the nicknamed on the watch.
Oh, yeah.
But this one, you know, I think they're going to be calling this one the Tiger Poo. It's like all this shit, and you're just
Tiger
like,
pussy.
the Tiger Pussy. And that for me drives me insane.
Nah, no, I get that.
But yeah, I've made, like I said, a little list of things that got released. So all new model. We got the Land Dweller. Initial thoughts?
Not for me.
Yeah, I wasn't sold on.
Looks
the
like an
photos.
oyster quartz.
Yeah,
the
old one. Yeah, I think it looks somewhat similar to a Royal Oak, as close as a Rolex could be to a Royal Oak. I think it's that one. That's your one, by the way. That might be sweet as fuck, boy.
I was wondering why that tasted different. Just rolling with it.
Yeah, it was a vegan shop you sent me into. I don't know if I could get down with the whole vegan shops, to be perfectly honest. So, do you know what the list and stuff is for these watches?
I know the platinum one's 56,000. I know the platinum one with the baguette markers and the baguette bezels over 100 grand.
Yeah, so you can get them in two sizes. The Land Dweller comes in a 40 and it comes in a 36. So the 40 you can get it in steel, which is £13,050. The platinum, just the basic platinum, is 54,600. The rose is 40,300. And then the rose with the diamonds, 90,350.
That is outrageous.
And then the platinum with the diamonds is £100,450 list. Surely they can't be going for over list.
Be interesting. I don't know. I actually just don't like the watch.
Yeah,
I see what they've tried to do, but I just personally don't like it. I would never give that kind of money for that watch. Some people will love it. It's like a more classic style. My personal favourite is the chain bracelet they've released for the 1902, the yellow gold one.
Yeah.
I really like that. I think that's cool. Again, it'll be a watch with a mad list that will go way under list because no one really buys them anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Rolex do this thing where there's models that are going for under list price, like the GRNR, which is the yellow gold Jubilee bracelet GMT, and also the Rose Root Beer. They've now released this Tiger.
We'll go for them all. I've literally listed all of them.
Yeah, they've released these Tiger dials in those watches, but is that just to kind of try and give that model a bit more juice? Because they've kind of went a bit flat recently, those GMTs, the yellow gold and the rose gold. Nobody really wants them.
Yellow gold ones are really cool.
I really like the yellow gold one, but I just wouldn't spend 32 grand on it.
No, yeah, you are right.
And list is more than that.
Yeah.
Like, I'd much rather have Daytona or Oyster Flex Daytona.
It's just so much.
It's much more wearable.
Yeah.
Than something like that, but I don't know.
But do you reckon the Land Dweller will go, what, 2 times over for the first?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything like that's brand new from that release will go over. They always do. It's this thing that happens that they get released. It's like it's the exact same pattern as when something gets discontinued, right? So something gets discontinued, all of a sudden they're like, boom, sky high, and then after 2 or 3 weeks, when all of those the initial rush to buy that model is all those ones have been sold, they just come back down again to probably something between like 10 and 20% over what they were previously. So the same thing happens when a new release comes out. They'll come out sky high, the first couple will be sold really high, and then they'll be back down at kind of just over kind of list price. There'll be a few models, but bear in mind Daytona's the only one that sells really for like double list.
Yeah.
So nothing's really going to be double list.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be when they first arrive, but they eventually will. As more come through in the market, they'll be over list, but they're not going to be multiples over list.
Yeah. So
like some of the special stuff.
So like that Land Dweller, the steel one that retails at 13,000, will that be probably double?
I think when they first start to come through, they'll be in the 20s. I don't think they'll sustain themselves in the 20s. I think they'll probably be back down at maybe 1 1.5 list price, which is like 19-20 grand.
Yeah.
I think when they first come out, they might well be in the 24s or the 25s.
See, I reckon it could be just slightly higher, and then it's going to simmer down to 18, 19 pretty quick.
It just depends. One, it depends on how many they release. So like how many come through. If all of a sudden there's 10, 15, 20 available, then they'll go down really quickly. If there's 2, 3, 4, 5 available, then they'll be a hard watch to find, and then they'll still maintain their over list price. But it'll be interesting to see. There's been lots of models released, so I don't see there being a massive shortage in them. Yeah,
and then they released that model in the 36 as well, still 12,250. Rose 36.9.
Again, would you have it over a Datejust? You need to think who buys a 36mm Datejust, right? Lots of girls buy a 36mm Datejust. Lots of guys who maybe have got smaller wrists buy a 36mm Datejust. Would I rather spend 15 grand? Bear in mind that's nearly double the price of a 36mm Datejust, like fluted bezel Jubilee bracelet. We've got one in stock just now. I think we're selling for 700-800 quid.
Yeah.
So would you give 15, 16, 17 grand for like over double what you would give for a Datejust? Personally, I don't think so. It's too similar. I love the bracelet. I love the integrated bracelet with the case. First time Rolex have done that in a long time. I love the flat links. So it's kind of like a homologation bracelet between an Oyster and a Jubilee.
Good word.
Thank you. But yeah, I don't see people giving. What I always say is you need to look at the comparables in the market now. People are going to go, well, I can buy a Datejust for 7-8 grand. Would I spend double the amount of money? Now, obviously there'll be people who want to do that because Rolex has mad collectors and people want to get the new stuff. But I just don't see the general public being overly fussed about giving double what a Datejust 36mm will cost for a 36mm Landweller.
Yeah.
Personally, it's too similar a watch.
I'll just finish off that list. So Rose with the diamonds then jumps up to 77,250.
Yeah, again, mental. Like, would you have that over a Rose Daytona baguette markers?
No, you would not.
Nah. Would you have that over a Rose Day-Day? No. Would you have that over a Rose Sky Dweller? No. I don't see how that watch. I don't know. It's just beyond belief how they managed to get those. How they come up with those retail prices.
Yeah, it's mental. That's why I don't think they can. Those sort of models will be going
70, 80 grand. You can get a lot for that money. You get a Platinum Daytona for that money.
Yeah, Platinum with diamonds is 81,550.
Like Platinum Daytona you would get for, like a 116 reference Platinum Daytona you'd pick up anywhere between 65 and 85. New reference one you might get for 85 as well.
Crazy. Whole thing's crazy.
You'd be off your head, in my opinion, to be buying something like that at list price. Those are the ones that will go under list.
Yeah. And then we'll move into the Daytonas. They've released quite a few new Daytonas.
Well, they've re-released the chocolate dial, which is interesting.
Yeah, So I'll jump to that then. The rose gold brown dial. So they're... Can you get that on Oyster Flex?
Not anymore.
Maybe that's what this is. So there's one at £33,459 and £44,200. So maybe they have brought out an Oyster Flex because that's quite the jump.
It'll be the 44 grand one. Will be the chocolate plain dial.
Yeah.
The Oyster Flex one might be
33.
Yeah, I know the ones that they brought. They've re-released the meteorites on Oyster Flex, which again a bit strange. They obviously discontinued them. So why bring them back out? I don't know. It's quite similar, obviously, what they've done with the John Mayer. They've obviously re-released that now with the gold subdials, which personally I really like. I think that's probably my favourite.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah, I think that's probably my favourite release of the new stuff. I think that'll be a much lighter looking watch, much cleaner looking watch when it has that contrast in the dial with the gold and the green.
Interesting.
I think the green's a little bit of a different colour as well.
Yeah, the green is a slightly different colour. So
I'm excited to see that. That's probably my favourite release, I would say. I think they'll go for chunky overs when they first come through, but yeah, the meteorite Oyster Flexes, I don't know why they would re-release them after discontinuing them.
We sold one not too long ago.
Yeah.
How much did we get out of that for? 65
grand. I sold that to my mate. Like he's one of my pals. I think I earned like 300 quid out of it, but I was just like to cover my flights to go and pick it up for him. But yeah, it was like I don't know. A guy asked me last night, will it have a massive difference in the price of the old ones? I said, yes and no. The new ones will just be more expensive. I don't think the old ones are going to dramatically drop in value because they brought out a new model.
So the newer ones will just go.
They'll just go for more money. The old ones I don't think are going to drastically drop in value. Whereas there is a stark difference between like the John Mayer, the old one, and the new one, because there is a genuine difference in it. So like it's got the gold subdials. A lot of people will prefer that.
Yeah.
So there's a notable difference. So there will be a preference between which one people like.
Yeah.
Some people like the old one, some people like the new one. Whereas the Oysterflex Meteorites, it's the same watch, only it's a different reference. Okay, updated movement, and it's now got the metal around the bezel. Apart from that, it's the same.
Yeah.
So a lot of people won't be able to tell the difference.
And for those who don't know what a meteorite dial is, break it down a little bit as well.
So meteorites obviously from space. Rolex have a certain amount of this material, which is obviously super rare, and they can only make certain amounts of those dials every single year. So they make it in the GMT and the white gold Pepsi, and they make it in the Oysterflex Daytona, and they did make it in the full rose Daytonas as well. So it's really interesting. I mean, it's a really cool material to have on your watch, but it does go for a chunky premium. They're almost double the price of a regular Daytona or a regular Oysterflex.
But they are super cool to see.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, amazing watches. Personally, I don't think I'd give double for it. I'd rather have a plain and a something else than have the one watch. But yeah, no, it is really cool. But yeah, I don't really understand the move with re-releasing the meteorites and the new reference. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, call me a hype beast potentially, but I am a huge fan of the yellow gold with like the Tiffany blue dial Daytona.
Do you know what? Can I be honest with you? Right, see when they released the images of that, I thought that is honking, that watch.
Yeah,
it doesn't even go.
Yeah.
The black with subdials don't go with the black bezel, don't go with the blue dial. See if they would have released that with a gold subdial, almost like the same as the yellow gold Daytona they've released with the green dial with the gold subdials. I think that watch would have banged, but it'll still go for mental overs, that watch. They'll be super limited, they'll be mega hard to get. I guarantee you the first few that come on the market will be really expensive. So actually it's grown on me a little bit.
Yeah, I love it.
The more that I've seen it, I've started to think, do you know what, it's actually quite nice. It's a conversation piece, that watch.
Yeah.
It's something so different that people will gravitate towards it. So I think it'll be collectible. That screams 2-year production run.
Yeah.
That screams like they'll make that for a very short period of time. They might make a few thousand watches and they'll discontinue it in 2 years' time, and they'll be collectible forever, because it'll be the first Oysterflex Daytona they've made with one of those super colour dials. And if you look at years ago when they released the Beach Daytonas, we've actually got one of them coming into stock in a couple of weeks' time, the pink one. But those were really colourful dials, so they had yellow, green, pink and blue. Sorry, yellow, green, pink and blue, yeah. And when this is the first Oysterflex variant where they've got the kind of Tiffany blue dial, so they'll be super collectible and they'll be hard to get. But I don't know if I would spend that kind of money on that watch. You've got to be super rich and willing to give, you know, probably 80s, 90s, 100 grand for that watch when they first come out.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan. And then saw it on the wrist as well. A guy had it on.
Yeah, it did look nice.
And it looked really nice. So list for that is 31,750. As soon as they release, first one that goes.
Oh, I reckon they'll be 100 grand when they first come out, and then I think they might tail off to somewhere around maybe 80-ish. I think they'll be a little bit more expensive than an Oysterflex Meteorite, because I think they'll be brand spanking new. They'll be really difficult to find. But I don't know. They're not going to sustain those big chunky prices when they first come out.
Yeah.
But I think it's a cool watch. It's a cool watch. If money was no object and you wanted one, it's a cool watch to have.
Yeah. And then they did as you said, the yellow gold John Mayer. That's now listed at 41,200. Where do you see that go?
I think when they first come out, they'll be in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, I think
that
so.
Big?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, to get a 23 John Mayer, you're still giving like kicking the arse off 70 grand. So like they're going to be, they're 100% going to be north of that. So I reckon in the 80s when they first come out. Just depends. It depends on how many they release. But that'll be super popular. Anything Rolex with a green dial is super popular.
Yeah. And then you've got the white gold, which was also
white gold Sprite.
No, the white gold John Mayer, the blue dial,
blue one.
Which we had one again not long ago. Probably Christmas time we had that.
Have they re-released that?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not
so
seen
it's
that.
similar to the green.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, so it's just they've now done it with the white gold with the blue. That is going to list at 44,200.
Again, mental list price. Like I think the Sprite list price, the white gold Sprite's over 40 grand.
40,900.
Crazy. crazy. I don't think that's a watch that will go overs. I think you'll see a couple of them in the market go for probably in the 50s, but I reckon when that settles down, they'll be in the 30s.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll just finish off the Louis Daytona list. White gold meteorite, that was sitting at 37,250. Yellow gold meteorite, that's 35,500. Rose gold meteorite, 37,250. Daytona rose gold brown dial, that's probably the Oysterflex one, 33,459. Rose gold brown dial Daytona, probably the full bracelet, 44,200.
Yeah, that is the full bracelet.
So what's your favourite Daytona out of all of those?
The new John Mayer, I really like that.
Yeah. And what would you say your favourite land dweller was out of any of them?
It's obviously got to be the platinum one, doesn't it?
See, I actually just quite like the bog standard one.
Nah, I like the platinum one with the ice blue dial. That is cool. I just would never give the money for it.
Yeah.
I just think the market's so big at that price point. Like, you could have Aquanaut, you could have 5712 on a leather strap. Like, there's so much options at that kind of price point. I would just never give 50-60 grand for a land dweller.
Yeah. And then this is probably the one I thought you were going to be most gassed about, is the OP collection.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's almost Easter colours.
Yeah, so it's very pastel.
Yellow, pastel purple, and a kind of pastel green. I really like the pastel green.
Yeah, so that's called the pistachio.
I like that.
Which is really nice. That's my favourite as well.
Yeah, I like that.
So, still got it in the 41, the 36, 34 and the 28. So the new colours they've released are the pistachio, which is, it's like the light green kind of colour. You got the lavender, that's like the purpley, kind of beigey purpley. And then you've got the beige, which I suppose replaces the yellow that got discontinued, what was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah, actually a really cool watch. My pal Max has got the yellow 41, really nice.
So the 41 price is 4,650. 36 mil is 5,400. The 34 is 5,100, and the 28 is 4,950. Now, I was also hearing some other guy in a video, and they were talking about OPs are the greatest like value Rolex.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. I think they're really cool. Conversation piece. I've had a couple of Tiffany ones. I've got a pink one that I wear.
It's one of those though, and people see it.
It's amazing watch. You see for a watch for on holiday during the day, perfect. Does everything you need. It's hardware and it's brushed material, so it's not going to scratch really easily. They're really comfortable to wear. They are colourful, so they go when you're on holiday. They look good in the sun. I think it's a perfect daily watch. I don't think you need anything else for daytime. Then at night time, when you want to go out, you want to wear something nice, you can put on something cool.
Yeah. But this is, I think when people see you in that watch, they go, "This guy's got that other watch."
Yeah, and he's got more than that.
Yeah.
No,
that's a nice.
Whereas if they see you in a Datejust, they might go, "Oh,
He's just got a Datejust.
He's only got a Datejust."
Yeah.
I know. I agree with that.
And if you could buy any OP, what would you be getting? The pistachio?
Yeah, I think the pistachio's cool. Yeah, I like the kind of pale yellow as well.
Yeah, the beige. Yeah. And then the celebration has been discontinued, which to be fair, you did call that. You called that.
Yeah, but they're not going to go for mental overs.
Yeah, everyone.
My pal got one 2 years ago when they first came out. I got him an offer of 23.5 grand for it, and he knocked it back. Now they're like 14.
Yeah.
So, like, it's actually not a mega popular watch. There's too much going on in the dial. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool watch.
But it's not a wearable watch every day. That's a watch discontinued now. Watch this space, 10 years time, they'll be super collectible.
Yeah. So if you've got one, hold on to it. And then
you're not going to. I mean, look, you've paid 5 grand for it. You can triple your money and then get out of it. But like, can you make more money with 15 grand in 10 years than like maybe in 10 years time they're going to be 25, 30 grand?
But everyone needs to calm down a little bit, because we got offered quite a few yesterday, and then they were dictating the price, which was just fucking mental.
That's just what happens, mate, in the market. Like, people, something gets discontinued and people think they're all of a sudden an overnight millionaire, but unfortunately gone are the COVID days where something gets discontinued and it quadruples in price.
Yeah.
Like 5711 Rose went from 125 grand to 325 grand in the space of about a week.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So, like, yeah, those kind of deals don't happen anymore.
Move on, GMT Master 2. So this is the one that every year gets the biggest talking point. I think it's because you can probably do so much with a GMT. The dial, materials, the bezel.
Yeah, we've got 2 different colours on the dial, on the bezel, right?
Yeah, so I think everyone just like runs away with the fairies every year, and that's the one as well where people are running away with the idea of
runs away with the fairies.
Runs away with the fairies, yeah. That's
what you've been trying to do, isn't it, for years? fairs.
I'm trying, bro. So I moved to Scotland and there's more fairies up there. Everyone talks about like discontinuing. Last year, fucking, it was the Pepsi year. Discontinuing the Pepsi. Never got discontinued. Prices were fucking ridiculous. And I do agree. I do think the GMT, they could do something so cool with it.
The problem is they need to keep something in their holster.
Yeah.
They can't just release everything that they think is cool, like, because that's exactly what brands like Hublot done. And to be completely honest with you, brands like AP are doing currently and are losing market share because they're releasing so many models that people are almost spoilt for choice. And everything from AP really goes under list now.
Yeah.
Not everything, but a huge chunk of stuff goes way under list, whereas that was never the case before. They were so difficult to find. But now they've released so many different models, so many different perpetual calendars, so many different materials, so many different combinations that all of a sudden people have got too much to choose from.
Yeah. I mean, so what they've done...
Even stuff like the Tourbillon Royal Oaks, mate, they're not worth buying at list price anymore.
Well, list is
mental.
List is mental on them,
but they're not worth buying at list price anymore.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because those watches during COVID were so hard to find.
Yeah. So, yeah, with the GMTs, we actually thought they were going to discontinue the Sprite. I thought that made the most sense out of any model to be discontinued, the right-handed watch.
Yeah.
But no, they've just released another variant of it. White gold with the green dial. Initial thoughts?
Yeah, nice. Left-handed Sprite. I like it in the steel, and a heavy white gold material and an oyster bracelet. Not sure. I don't think it will garner huge admiration. I think people will like it. I don't know if people will want to give 30 odd grand for it.
Yeah. See, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, is it steel? But then I realised Rolex only really do them like bright coloured dials in those models.
Metals.
If it's precious metals, so I was just like, I can't. But yeah, if it was steel, it'd be cool. But
they've done the exact same thing with the Pepsi, right? The white gold Pepsi's got a blue dial.
Yeah.
The stainless steel one's got a black dial. So it's the same thing. Stainless steel GMT Sprite's got a black dial. The white gold one's got a green dial. It's just the same move. Rolex are predictable. You can see what they're going to do, and it makes sense when you think about what they've done.
Yeah.
But I don't see clients having a massive appetite at high 30s for a left-handed Sprite.
Well, it's 40,900. You best believe if you're buying that, you're not going to sell it for under list.
I just think when they first start to come through, you'll be looking at those watches. You might see them in the mid 40s when they first come through. I really don't think they'll stay there for long. I think you'll probably be looking at anywhere between 34 and 37 grand when they kind of settle down a bit. I just don't see there being a massive appetite at that number.
Yeah. You're going to hate this as well. I really like the Tiger Iron Dial. I really like them.
Nah, I don't. I'm not a massive fan of dark dials in watches.
But you weren't a fan of the full rose root beer in the first place.
That was my favourite sports Rolex when they first came out. I loved the look of it. I loved how it used to wear. But then all of a sudden, everyone bought one.
Yeah.
And then they just became less cool. I still like the watch. Would I own one? Probably not. The yellow gold Jubilee, I don't think the Jubilee supports that heavy material case well enough. I don't love the way that it sits when you've got that watch on. It's not super comfortable.
Yeah.
But I do like it. I wouldn't have it in the collection. I don't like a dark dial like that. It's just not really for me. I personally think it darkens the watch down too much on the Rose GMT, and I think it does exactly the same to the yellow gold. So for me personally, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, I quite like it. I just think it's so different.
Yeah, it's different. Would you buy one though?
I like it.
If you had the money? Yeah, you like it, but would you have it over like
no, probably not. No.
Exactly, that's what question you need to ask yourself.
So you can get it obviously on the oyster bracelet, which is 43,300.
So a fair chunk above list for that new dial.
And then Jubilee is 41,500. Unless I got those the wrong way around.
Nah, they'll be more expensive with those dials in.
Yeah. Where do you see those going? Because again,
they'll be expensive when they first come out. Maybe something like 20% over list. I don't see them laying there for long though. I don't know. It's kind of like the Eisenkiezel, the Day Date 40 rose gold.
Yeah.
They still sell for a little bit over list, but not massive amount.
Yeah.
It's very, very nominal. There's not a huge difference.
They've probably got a 2-year run on them as well.
It all depends on how many they release.
Yeah.
And whether the first couple, do you know what also depends on? Whether some cool famous person wears one first.
Facts.
If that then happens, then you might see a little bit of a surge for a few months in trying to find them. But maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to put your finger on that because I personally don't like it. So it's hard to for me to judge what kind of value I would pay for something like that because I just really don't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, think it's something different. They've tried to reinvigorate the GMT range because the GMT range has been stone dead, to be frankly honest, for about the last year or so. You can pick up a Rose GMT now. Jesus crisps. You can pick up a Rose GMT now for a good chunk under list. I think last time I checked the list price it was about 36 grand. You can pick one of them up, you know, used in good condition for 27.5, 28. You can pick up a fairly new one for probably in the low 30s, 30.
You can't get that on Jubilee, can you?
Can't get the Rose in Jubilee. You get the yellow gold in Jubilee. You'd probably pick up a yellow gold for in the low 30s, 31, maybe 32. They're just a little bit rarer than the Rose GMT, so they command a little bit of a higher price point. Yeah. But it's not much, so it's very 6.
We had that yellow GMT and it was unbelievable.
It's a cool watch.
I loved wearing it.
Again, hard to sell.
Yeah. A
lot of people at that kind of number. In my head, I think gold GMT should be in the 20s. I feel like gold Daytonas should be in the 30s.
Yeah.
When they start to become similar price points, I just think a Daytona is a much more wearable watch. You can wear it more. It's dress up, dress down. You know, tracksuit, suit, doesn't matter. You can wear it.
Yeah.
For me, I just don't think a GMT is as wearable as that, and I don't think they're as popular. And therefore, I think they should command a bit less price.
Yeah. Moving on to the Sky Dweller, one of my least favourite watches from Rolex.
Massive watch on a Jubilee band with a green dial, like flop in my opinion. The Sky Dwellers they should have binned every single one of them and discontinued them all.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Sky Dweller.
The Oyster Flexes have got to go. They are 15 grand under list price. It's miles off where they should be. I can't understand for the life of me why they keep producing them. The list price is so high, the dealers can't sell them because people know they're going to lose a fortune. On the grey market they're selling for low 20s and the list price is over 35 grand.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. They brought out this new one, which will be rare and hard to get, but you'll probably find one in every 1,000 people who inquire about it will be willing to pay the money. It's almost the same thing that they done releasing that yellow gold Sea Dweller last year.
That was mental.
You know, the big massive one with the blue dial? Like, yeah, it was cool and a couple of people posted it when they first had it. Would you go and give the money for it? Nah, now they're a huge chunk under list. I think that watch listed at 45 grand. I think you could pick one of them up for low 30s now.
Yeah. So they've got the yellow gold on Jubilee with the green dial, which arguably, yeah, fine, it's one of the nicest Sky Dwellers, but I still don't like
Sky Dwellers don't fit most people, that's the problem. It's a
so
big watch.
Yeah.
It's thick, the case thickness is really big. It's a complicated, it's the most complicated watch I think Rolex make.
But the people who wear that watch as well, they think it fits. They love that watch.
Yeah, it's for the bigger guy for sure. If you've got a wrist 20 centimeters and above, I think a Sky Dweller suits. My wrist, I don't think a Sky Dweller suits me. No, it's too big.
It's too uncomfortable.
And yeah, imagine how heavy that watch is going to be on a Jubilee.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of support in a Jubilee bracelet for that watch. The problem with Sky Dwellers is as well, it's just got the one click. It's not got the double. It's not got you don't click it in and then fold over the clasp. It's just got the one click. So I don't think that's safe enough either to be walking about with a 45 grand watch on that you can just click open.
Yeah.
So for me, I think there'll be an issue. There'll be a few that first hit the market, they'll go for overs. But yeah, watch that watch sell for in and around list price. It'll probably be, you need to go around this round bit again because I've put it on cut off. But it'll probably be, yeah, that people will be getting offered them and people will be thinking, should I buy that, should I not buy that, I don't know. They'll be popular with a certain type of person, but I don't think they'll be like 20% over list probably.
So the yellow gold on Jubilee, that's at 47,900.
Mental. 50 grand for that watch.
Yeah. The one on
you could have a Rose Daytona, and you could have a Rose Daytona, and you could have a steel ceramic Daytona, new reference steel ceramic, maybe a previous reference rose gold for the same price.
Yeah.
Why on earth would you have that?
Yeah,
you'd have a yellow gold Daytona as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather take a OP over a Sky Dweller, to be fair.
But you'd rather have two Daytonas to pick from than one.
Yeah.
Big massive Sky Dweller that you can only wear, yellow gold with green is sometimes a bit offensive.
Yeah.
Doesn't go with everything, you know what I mean? So
can't get on board with the Sky Dweller. And then they then have it on Oyster Flex, 40,100. So there's your run up of Sky Dwellers, which don't excite me at all. The day date 36, so now you can get the olive in a 36.
yeah,
We've done 2 this week, 2025 to the same guy.
last week. Yeah.
Shouts out Will.
Yeah, thanks, bro. He actually pulled me out of a hole last night as well. So
But he also watches the pod.
big shout out to him because he helped me out last night with something, which is good. That's what it's all about, you know, making good connections with people. You scratch their back, they scratch yours.
Nice.
Thank you.
So day date 36 olive, which I actually think is quite cool. In the
I seen they re-released. Have they released the 40 with a diamond bracelet?
No.
Yeah, they have. Is that a 36 or a 40? They've released one of the olives with a diamond bracelet.
36.
Yeah, I think that's
Do you know how much that is?
Well, 80 grand.
98,800.
Yeah.
But day date 36.
Anything factory diamonds from Rolex, just expect the price to be
But the
stupid.
diamond bracelet for me blows my mind a little bit.
I know that, but
To someone, they're gonna. That's
people do love that.
what
So
a beautiful fucking day. Look
what
at
a
that.
glorious day to be playing golf with.
It's one of my favourite roads in Scotland. This.
Yeah.
Except you do get the arseholes on the motorbike that are going 250 miles an hour around the corner. So yeah, the olive, they've gone hard with the olives. So
I think it's cool that they brought the olive out in a 36. I
do too.
I like the idea of that.
yeah, no, so do I.
I think it's nice. You could do like a his and hers.
Yeah, so list is 37. The diamond bezel is 73.5, and then the one with the, I think it's got a diamond bezel and a diamond bracelet, that's 98.8, huge. I mean, you're probably not going to care, and I actually haven't even seen it in the flesh, but it was one of my favourite releases, I think it was last year or the year before, was that turquoise marbly white gold.
Yellow gold.
Yeah, white gold.
Oh, white gold. Do you know what? One of mine's is favourite as well. The white gold with the pink dial, the one that Drake had. Diamond 6 and
old
Diamond
one.
9.
Yeah.
No, it's a new release one, but that's really cool as well. I like that.
Yeah, but the turquoise one was my favourite, and I just like that dial. I've seen that dial being put into like older watches, and I was a huge fan. I think it was a yellow gold.
It's like a stone dial.
Yeah, really like that. But yeah, that's been discontinued. Not that anyone cares because I haven't seen it, or we get asked for it. Datejust 31, so that's the yellow gold with the red ombre, which I think Rolex already are trying to push more
Diamond.
than any of the
Diamond dial.
Yeah, they're trying to push more than
Again,
any other
the problem
model.
with the 31s, mate, is the list price.
Yeah, but this list, red ombre, yellow gold, the basic is 31,000
It's too much, far too much.
for a 31mm watch.
Far too high a list price. That's why no one buys those watches, because the list price is so incredibly high. You buy a 36, you can buy a rose or a yellow 36 for low 20s.
And then the one with
Why on earth would you buy a 31 at that price? It just doesn't make sense.
the one with the diamond dial, that's 42.4.
Yeah.
And then the white
Mental.
gold one's
Mental.
44.9. And then all floral motif dials have been discontinued in that one.
Yeah, you would just never, ever spend the money on that watch. Never.
Yeah. Well, if you're wondering why I keep doing this, I'm going to do the vlog on the camera today because Loch Lomond is one of those places where you don't really see many videos online. Like, it's pretty exclusive. They obviously don't really want you to.
Yeah, but
take
remember, you
videos.
can't be filming when, like, in front of anyone.
No, yeah, no, I know. I'm just going to quickly whack out the phone.
I know sometimes you just brass it and film, but we'll end up getting palmed out.
I do have no shame sometimes.
I know.
And I'm just like, fuck it for the content.
I know, but it's, you know what I mean, you do need to be careful. Because they will just go up here. Turn up.
Out you go. Right, anyway, back to the pod. Moving on to the 1908, which actually is quite a cool model.
I like the watch.
Yeah.
I like the watch.
Everyone's like, it's a grandpa's watch, it's so old, and it's like, yeah, but you've got a drawstring Goyard bag and JD bag on your back, so it's not for you. This watch isn't for you.
Yeah, it's not for you.
And you like the bracelet on it?
I really like the bracelet. I think it'll be comfortable. It reminds me of a Patek Ellipse bracelet.
Yeah.
It's also quite reminiscent of a Patek bracelet on some of the Patek models. They've got that kind of bracelet. I really like the watch. What's the list price on that?
List price is yellow gold with the white dial, 30,000. Oh, they're both 30,600.
See, I don't think that list price is offensive.
No, it's yellow gold.
I think that list price makes a bit of sense.
What would it be? 40 mil?
Yeah, I don't think they go over list, certainly, but I don't think that list price is offensive.
No, I actually quite like it. And that's a new...
Would you buy it? No, you wouldn't, because it's when you're ever going to wear that, unless you're going to wear a suit. But I don't know, you buy that, you own it for a couple of years, what's it worth? 20 grand maybe to sell it? Nobody's going to be looking for that watch.
Not this year, but is the 1908 one of the newer models Rolex have pushed? Was it?
Yeah, they released it last year. Yeah.
Last year.
The platinum one that everyone wants on the blue, on the brown strap.
Yeah.
It's a cool watch.
Yeah.
But again, it came out, everyone loved it. We've never had an inquiry for one. I've maybe seen 1 or 2 inquiries in a group about it. So I don't think actually anyone... The problem is, people love it. Are you willing to pull the trigger at 50 grand? No.
Yeah.
Because it's the resale value. How easy is that watch going to be to resell? It's not... Sometimes it's not... It's not like... Sometimes it's almost like buying a private registration, right? Like, if your name's Xavier David, right, then your Reggie's
It's not
XD.
this one, it's not this one.
Your Reggie's XD. You need to find another guy who's got a registration XD before you sell it. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like that. It's finding someone else that has the exact same taste. That's nice. New Vantage.
I really like that.
Very nice. Yeah, I like that.
I like the back of that.
I don't like the colour though. Orange.
Yeah, not cup of tea.
It's finding someone else that is willing to fork out the money at that value for that watch. So it's almost not. It's not the price of the watch that kills it, it's the popularity of the watch. Everyone loves it. Who's willing to go and spend the money on it? Hardly anyone. So then all of a sudden, if you're selling that to a dealer, they need to kind of take a punt on it, and they're going to have it for a year, maybe 2 years. So they're wanting to pay cheap to cover themselves just in case the market falls or they can't find anyone for 2 years to buy it.
Yeah. Right, we'll move on to the last watch of the release. The ugliest watch of them all is the Deep Sea Challenger in titanium.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep producing this watch.
Do you know what? Titanium Yachtmaster, the one that they released a couple of years ago, maybe it would have been last year, I can't remember. But I seen a guy with that on a NATO strap and it looked incredible.
Really?
Really cool. I'm not a massive fan of the titanium stuff. I think the material's too dark, but I think that'll be another flop as well, because one is about 58mm or something like that. I don't think that would fit fucking Brock Lesnar, never mind like your average man. So again, what's the list price on that?
23,450.
You're just, no one's giving that. I mean, the Yachtmaster 40s are struggling to sell at 20s at the moment.
Yeah.
They're 42 actually, aren't they? But the Yachtmasters you're struggling to push them out at low 20s.
Yeah.
So to stock a Yachtmaster titanium now, I'd want to be given 17 grand for it. I don't even know what list price is, but that's where I'd want to be.
I think it's in here. And then just to wrap it up, because we are now pulling in, what are your top 3?
We are pulling into Local Island Golf Club.
What are your top 3 releases of Watches and Wonders?
Well, we've not even spoke about Patek.
Well, I think we
down
can.
here?
Yeah, it's right.
We've not even spoke about the Patek stuff. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, bro, it is 110. Do you remember we went to JCB and you were filming him and he was just like, "Don't film me," at the gatehouse.
Yeah.
And you're like, "I'm not, mate, I'm just calling my mum."
I don't think that we've not even spoken about the Patek releases yet. We do another 5-10 minutes on that. Patek have released some incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Some really incredible stuff. I'll just run you through them in a minute once we get through this gate. Turn that off for a wee sec, Josh. If you say this guy's name and stuff at the gate.
Yeah. That's a good start. My name wasn't on the list to play today.
Nah, well.
I'll be your caddy.
Yeah, so that. Some amazing stuff from Patek released. First of all, thank fuck they've listened to everyone and said they've re-released the Cubitus in a 40mm size, which actually will make it super popular. I really like what they've done with that. My personal favourite release is the white gold 5308G quadruple complication. Yeah, that's my personal favourite. Blue. They've actually released a Tokyo variant of that with a salmon dial, which is absolutely blow the hole off you cool. But
blow the hole off you cool.
Watch that, but I don't even know what list price will be in that watch, mate. It could honestly be £500,000.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
But yeah, no, super cool.
What do you think the triple comp will be? quadruple quant, whatever it was
Can't
called.
ask me. Something daft. You know, when you hear patek and complication, it's usually,
And then when you hear quad,
it's usually expensive. But anyway, guys, I'll let you go because we're just going to take a few pictures and a few videos. I put the old Lacloman Golf Club. We're just driving in at the moment, so
yeah, this will be. We're actually in the process of filming a week in the life vlog with everything that we've done this week. So it's been a hectic week, as is most weeks. So you'll see this in that, but we'll release the podcast tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Thursday. Be there, be square. Any last words? What are you going to score today?
If I shoot in the 80s, I'll be happy. I haven't actually played golf in 9 months.
I haven't played in a year. Last time we were here was the last time I played.
9 months.
If you can't tell, we've played here before.
Yeah. Alright guys, peace in a bit.
Bye guys.